Dave made this beat.
Welcome to episode 271 of Say Like a Champ. It's your boy A-Dub.
And your boy Strizzy, what's up? Welcome back, Slack fam. What's good, Joe?
What's good indeed? Another week in sports and another chance for us to gather together. You know what I'm saying? Spend some time and talk some sports. We got a few people in the building already, and I definitely want to say welcome to all, whether you're watching this live or later on. Don't be afraid to drop some comments. Don't be afraid to hit that like button. It really does help our numbers out. And then our people on the audio only side, we see you over there as well. We appreciate you on Apple Podcasts, on Podbean, on all the different ways, Spotify, that you can get those. All of your support really helps. So we appreciate y'all and glad to be back. Strizzy, how you feeling this week?
I'm feeling pretty good, man. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to give a quick shout out. We had, really early on in the podcast, man. We had Tyler Marsh, man, one of our first, you know what I'm saying, guests on the page, and he is he's been assistant coach with the Raptors, with the Aces, and now he's the head coach of the Chicago Sky, man. So we were talking a little bit this weekend, and just want to give him a quick shout out. So congratulations to him, man. He's gonna be coaching, you know what I'm saying, Angel Reese. So that's pretty dope.
Yeah, for sure, man. That's what's up. And it's funny that you reached out to him too, because I made a comment on the Chicago Sky's post and I tagged him in or whatever, and he replied to me. So we chatted a little bit too. But
Nice.
That was super dope, man, to see our you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously we're not close with him.
Yeah.
But still, like, I think at the time when he came on the show, he was like an assistant coach for the Houston Rockets G League team. So, and then he was working his way up. By the time he sent us some Toronto gear, he just got the promotion to Toronto. So we've seen his whole career go up. A champion with the Aces as an assistant coach. So yes, big shout out to our boy Tyler Marsh. We're definitely rooting for him. And when I saw that pop up, I was like, no way, that's what's up. That's what's up.
That's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So he's kind of like Slack and Note alumni. We're gonna claim that, you know what I'm saying? We got to.
For sure. I ain't seen him on nothing else.
Exactly. We got the exclusives, you know what I'm saying? You got to go all the way back to like episode 35 or something. I don't even know. That's what's up though. That's super cool, man. And he was a super cool guy, and has always been really nice to us. So definitely a friend of the show, man. We're rooting for you, Tyler. Hopefully he does big things over there. I want to welcome in the third member of our panel before we get started here on our normal topics. We got our boy Mad Marcus in the building. Marcus, what's good?
Yo.
Hey,
yeah, vote today.
I think I got my vote out, man. I did my mailing. And I hope everybody did exercise their right to vote, no matter who you're voting for. I think my only message on that is we got to remember that no matter what, tomorrow we still the same nation. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we all got to coexist. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm really tired of the divisiveness. I'm really tired of the political ads in general. And so it's crazy how that goes. So I'm really, you know what I'm saying, as big as this becomes, I just really, kind of don't like the fact that we get so ugly, you know what I'm saying, for people that have different opinions. It's just not the best time, you know what I'm saying?
Crazy thing yesterday, I don't know if y'all got the same text message, but it got so bad that they talking about the senator out here, how you say his last name? Agago, I think it's like
Gallego?
Yeah, they was like calling this man a scumbag. I was like, wait a minute, we calling names now? It got bad, man. So they call names when they get to the real close to it. So we'll see who wins on that one too.
Yeah, absolutely, man. But it is pretty crazy, especially because if you're holding up a platform, just speak to what you're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about, you don't have to speak down on somebody else to make yourself look better. That's one of the golden rules. So, but that's not always how it goes. So I'm glad that we'll be able to move past that. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely do encourage, and I'm happy for everybody that did take their chance to vote. So that's what's
and I
up.
apologize. You was about to ask him something too. I cut you off.
Oh no, I was gonna say. I was just gonna give you some praise real quick. I know you don't like too much attention, but I did want to call attention to a New Path podcast that y'all did, you and your siblings on Friday. That was a beautiful thing, and I wanted to encourage everybody, all the Say Like a Champ family, to support that as well. Go check it out if you guys have a chance. I really think that's a great thing y'all doing. I don't know if you would want to take a second to speak on it. But I just wanted to give you a quick plug for that, basically.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. So it's gonna be a little progress, And like us, we little season how we talk and who's gonna go next. So we gotta get the little things taken care of to make it look good. So, but I thank you guys for even for watching it. I thank for moms and even Stephanie got on there and watched it too a little bit. So I appreciate y'all, you and Grace.
Yeah, for sure, man. We got your back always, and I'm gonna go ahead and drop that too in the comments in case anybody wants to check out the channel, because I know you have a big Facebook following, but I know sometimes it's hard to get it up onto the YouTube. That we've had trouble with that too. Is like and I know you guys want to have the YouTube channel established as well, so definitely want to help push that out. So that's what's up.
I appreciate it.
All right, I do want to welcome in a few people to the show too. We got moms in the building. We got Pops. We got Grace. Happy November. I can't believe it is November already. Our first show of November.
November 5th, too.
Right. It's just speeding along already. So, Turkey Day is coming up. And then we got the Santa visiting. So lots of good stuff coming up real soon. But we know that always makes the rest of the year go really fast. So that's what's up. We also got Anthony Weston in the building. Definitely interested to hear about how he's feeling with I don't know if it was a close call, but kind of anytime you go to overtime, that's a couple overtime games, but I don't really know if they ever feel like it's in doubt. But I want to hear how he felt about that Chiefs game last night.
They didn't go ahead and lose, man. Get out the way.
That's what I'm kind of thinking too. That's what I'm kind of thinking is like, you're probably not going to go undefeated Miami style. So man, just get one out the way. Don't use up all your magic. But Strizzy, what did you think about that? Was that closer than you thought it would be?
Not really. Again, I'm saying, like, the Chiefs are kind of like, they're undefeated, but it's kind of like I don't know. They still don't. It's not, to me. It's just not like they're like. To me, they're like the best team in the league. They're 8-0, but they're not the best team in the league to me. So like, and I think the Bucs are actually a lot better than I think we thought they'd be. Baker's been doing really, really well. But again, too, like I've never really liked the NFL's OT rules. I've never really liked it. You know what I'm saying? It's if Patrick Mahomes gets the ball first, it's over. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like you're not even gonna get the ball. So, which is crazy because, like, you say Patrick Mahomes, but like I feel like that's a lot of times the case in general. Like whoever wins the coin flip usually wins OT. You know what I'm saying? So,
well, to that point, they even changed the rule in the playoffs, like because it's not really fair. So I don't get why, if you're going to change the rule for the playoffs, why don't you just change it for the regular season as well?
So I'm 100% with you. But I mean, the Chiefs are still really good. They're undefeated with, kind of,
Who's better than them though? You said they're not the best thing.
I think when it comes to just like, I think overall team wise, like I don't know, I feel like the Lions are better than they are. Honestly, I think they're a really, really good team all around. They just got better too on defense. But I think the thing about the Chiefs though is like they have easily the best coaching on both head coach wise, defensive coach wise. But just like watching their games, because I feel like they've been on TV a lot this year. Yeah. But just like watching, I don't know. For me, I don't feel like they're the best team, even though they're 8-0.
Yeah, for sure. I think, I don't know, it is tough to go against them, but I agree. Like the Lions look like a very complete team, even though they have a couple losses. Yep. They just look a little bit tougher and scarier. But at the same time, like the Chiefs have that winning time mentality, like they have.
Oh, I'm not saying they're not going to win the Super Bowl, because they're going to win the Super Bowl. I'm just saying, like, just because you may not always be the best team doesn't mean you're not going to, win the championship or something like that. But because they probably are. You know what I'm saying? They're still probably going to win it all.
Yeah.
I just don't want people to get on that bandwagon in Detroit and let you down.
Right. Anthony Weston agrees with me. He says Lions are peaking early, which it may be that we've kind of seen that in the past, but I don't know, man. I like what I see over there. But at the same time, too, I like the moves that they're making to continue to get better. They just traded for Zadarius Smith today, with their guy Hutchinson out. It's like that's what I like to see when teams are doing great and they're like, we're gonna keep finding ways to get better.
Is Smith the ones on the Packers?
Yeah, he was the one on the Packers. Yeah. He brings a little veteran something. Only because the Lions didn't have like sacks in the last 2 games, so at least they knew that they had some weakness they needed to address. So we'll see how that works out for them. But
yeah, they should have. I know. We talked about this last week a little bit, but even though the Raiders said that Max Crosby is not on the table, if I'm the Lions, I would have thrown everything at them. Like whatever they would have wanted, that's what I would have given them. They're in win now mode. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to be able to keep this team together for too long. That's just how football rolls. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm them, I'm throwing everything they got at them. If they don't get it this year, you get Aiden Hutchinson back next year. Now you got both of them on both sides. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I would have thrown everything at them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you never know what they might have done.
It's crazy. Yeah. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Oh no, go for it.
No, I'm gonna say are the Chiefs getting their receivers back? That's who they got now. Is everybody else who got injured they done for the season?
I think they're supposed to get what's his name back? Racey Rice. I think he's going to come back later in the season. So
because I ain't gonna lie, Hopkins looked good yesterday, man.
He was the difference, and they went out and got somebody again. Like they knew they needed receivers. They went out and got him, and I mean, I don't want to start on the Cowboys too soon, but it's like, you know, they gave up less for Hopkins than the Cowboys gave up for Mingo from the Panthers. And it's like, you know, even the Cowboys gave up more than the Steelers did for Johnson from the Panthers, and he's a better receiver. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand. Like, I really don't understand, but I guess, you know.
Hollywood Brown come back too. They all come back, man.
I never really understood Brown's injury. Like, I thought it was something that was kind of light, you know what I'm saying? And he's been out for a minute.
I don't know. They're taking that slow burn back, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
And then Anthony West says Pacheco will be back in 3 weeks.
That's
so yeah,
they have Kareem and him. Like that's crazy.
They're getting all their horses. And Pop says Lions can't handle the Chiefs when it matters. Chiefs are the best team by far, even with all the injuries they have.
Yeah,
it's true. They do have a lot of things going for them, and they know, like Strizzy said, they have that coaching that takes them over the top. You know what I'm saying? They can get it done with the pieces they have.
Yep.
I did want to give a shout out to our boy Franklin. He won again in the pick'em, but Mom's was in the tiebreaker, and she was so close. Actually, she had the exact score until the Bucks scored to tie it. So she was like, if the game would have ended right there, she would have had the exact score for Monday Night Football. But as she says, it wasn't meant to be. But still a great job, Moms, being up there in the rankings and being in that tiebreaker. But those tiebreaker rules really suck when it comes down to that, because you do so good and then it's really just kind of a luck of the draw thing on that one. So, but that was pretty dope. But yeah, I guess there wasn't too many other surprising results. Except for I did want to give another shout out to the Cardinals, man. I thought this was going to be a tougher game with them against the Bears, but they continue to really impress me. They're a physical team. They're doing enough on defense, and they're really running the ball. This time, it wasn't necessarily Kyler being like a savior, doing too much crazy plays, but it's kind of coming together for them.
They were definitely consistent on both sides.
Yeah. Do we think? I wanted to ask you both if the Cardinals can make a playoff run. They're tied in the NFC West right now for the lead in the division. How do y'all feel about the Cardinals?
It all starts with Kyler Murray. If he stay healthy.
Yeah.
He got to stay healthy. Yeah. That'd be okay if he does.
Yeah, like Marcus said, it definitely if Kyler can stay healthy, I think that's a really big part of it. Because I don't know who they even have if he doesn't. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But with the as long as you're in the competition for the division, man, you always can make a run for the playoffs. But if they fall down, or 49ers step away, or even the Rams are close in it too, aren't they?
Yeah, the Rams are actually second in the division.
Yeah.
And then the 49ers and Seahawks are at the bottom. So
yeah. And I think 49ers will be fine. You know what I mean? So it's like the West is gonna be close, I think. NFC West is gonna be really close. But yeah, they actually look really good. And I think kind of piggybacking off, talking about this game, I think Bears are in a lot more trouble than we thought. Like they did a lot for Caleb Williams. You know what I'm saying? To kind of not come into the same situation that Justin Fields did, right? And they felt like getting rid of Justin Fields was the best thing to do to go and get a quarterback and all kind of fun stuff. But he didn't really look good either. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really hasn't. And like Bo Nix has been better. He has. Like he has been quietly better. And I don't know if that's to say about the offensive coordinator, the head coach, or what, because they got too many weapons there for him to be kind of struggling like this. Their offense is really, really struggling.
Yeah, I agree. I think the most concerning thing to me is the fact that DJ Moore is not. He can't get on the same page with DJ Moore. Like that's a red flag. Yeah,
because him and Justin Fields were killing it last year. So I don't know. Looks bad.
Yeah, I think he's trying to go to the rookie a little too much, and I think that's kind of hurting him. I think the rookie has to be the number 3 guy. I think it's supposed to be DJ, then it's supposed to be Allen. It's not. What's his last name?
Yeah,
from the Chargers.
Yeah, Allen.
Okay, yeah, it's supposed to be him 2, and then the rookie should be 3. And I think he's making the rookie making him one receiver. And those guys like, what's going on? You know?
Yeah.
So DJ Moore has to get those touches. Like he can make you better. He can make your life easier for you too. But when he can't trust y'all, he can't trust you giving the ball. They're gonna stop. They're gonna start helping you out a little bit. You know. So and you can see him. He said you can't be that diva like you was in college. You can't do it in the NFL. So I think he's he's getting to the point like he getting like that, you know. He's very emotional, very emotional quarterback. You're great. He's gonna be a good quarterback, but you gotta get there first. I think he feel like he's a man. I'm a 1-1 pick. Nah, bro, they don't care about that. You gotta do your thing. So hopefully he goes.
My bad, Marcus. I thought you finished. I think it's a little personal because DJ Moore last season when they were talking about drafting Caleb Williams, he literally said like, I think he's cool, but he ain't better than Justin Fields. And honestly, like he's not. Granted, Justin Fields has some years on him, but you look at last year, like Justin Fields had a lot of great games, like so much so that I literally was like, they should use that number 1 pick on something else,
right? Or trade it for more assets or whatever.
Exactly. If you're gonna get all these assets, Allen, you got Cole Kmet, who's been phenomenal this year, and obviously DJ Moore, who's honestly, in my opinion, one of the underrated receivers in the league. Like doesn't matter who's passing the ball, he's still gonna get you over 1,000. And they had some phenomenal games last year, and he's like invisible now. You know what I'm saying? So like, I wonder if it's a little bit personal of him saying like, I don't think he's better than Justin Fields because, like Marcus said, like he is kind of a diva. You know what I'm saying? So to make O'Doones the number 1 receiver, him trying to do it, I was like, there's no way. Like just DJ Moore is just way too good.
Yeah, absolutely. Pop said, "Oh, Moore took himself out of the game mid-play and no one said a word. Most didn't catch it. He's really frustrated, but should be more professional than that as a veteran." So yeah, that's definitely concerning if he's checked out like that. But he's like, we out here losing to the Cardinals like this. You know what I'm saying? He's like, this is not what I signed up for. So
he ain't never lost to the Cardinals. That's why.
Yeah,
he's literally beating them every time they played him.
That's crazy. I did want to welcome Kelly to the show. I don't know if we got a chance to say what's up to Kelly. Yes, but thank you for being here with us. So the other NFL things, I know there were a few different trades. The Steelers did get themselves another receiver, and I'm not really like worried about Mike Williams to like help them too much, but I do have to kind of apologize to Wilson. Like he has opened up the offense a little bit differently for the Steelers. I don't know if it's the play calling, the trust, or what it is, but
it's still early. It's still early.
I feel that. But so far, it looks a little bit better. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I feel like so many offensive coordinators, like maybe Justin Fields just doesn't practice well or something because they don't really they don't call the same plays for him.
We'll see when they play the Ravens because people are, oh, Wilson doing this. Okay. We'll see against the Ravens, see if he finishes that game. He getting played. They ain't played nobody yet. So I hope he do well. I'm not hoping it's bad, but I feel like I don't think they gave Justin Fields a foul shake. Like I said, we'll see how it goes. They ain't played nobody yet.
Yeah. And then like I said, like they only played one person, right? They're on a bye week this week.
True. I think he played 2 games, but
he played two easy games. So
yeah. All right, let's do a little bit of positivity. Strizzy, your boys got a win and got the Saints coach fired. What was that like? Do you think that was more the Saints playing well, bad? Carolina's figuring it out. Bryce Young did a little bit better. He had a solid game, efficient game. What did you think of the Panthers game?
Yeah, that's funny, man. They basically said, like, ain't no way we lost to the Panthers and got his ass fired. That's crazy. Like, that's how bad we are, bro. You lose to us, your coach might not have a job the next day. Like, that's crazy. But I will say this though. I think me and Anthony were talking about this a lot. You know, the Saints are in trouble too. Like, you know, they might actually be in worse off position than we are because of all the cap stuff. You know, they got 2 players that they're still paying right now through the coach as well. You know what I'm saying? Derek got the same coach part twice. I know it's crazy. But so I think, you know, the Saints started off really hot, you know, beating us really bad in game 1. I think beating Cowboys, I think in week 2, I think was right.
Yeah,
and then
beat us bad. Like,
yeah, and then all of a
sudden
sudden plummeted. Like, they ain't been the same since. You know, Derek Carr, no Derek Carr. So I think it's a little bit of both. I think just really bad play, coaching all around for the Saints, and then, you know, we didn't give the game away. You know what I mean? Bryce did have one of his better games as a pro. Like, I think Canellis is doing things and giving him plays, kind of like holding him back. Say again?
He started this game?
Bryce?
Yeah.
Andy Dalton, some injury stuff, got into a car accident.
Okay.
So Bryce started.
Happy for him, guys.
It wasn't a horrible game, anything like that. Chuba Hubbard really helped on the ground. He scored 2 touchdowns, whatever. So I think that really helps. But I think they haven't completely opened up the offense yet for Bryce yet either, because he's just not ready. And I think that's also why Canella still is like, I still don't know who's starting for week 10. But I think at this point in time, it's just kind of like, just let them finish. You know what I mean? Like, let's just go in. Let's try to get the number 1 pick. We have our number. We have right now, I think we have 9 picks for 2025. And, and that are still our number 1. So I think just right now, just let them finish off the season. It's not like we're going to do any better. We're not fighting for anything. We can't win the division. We definitely ain't getting a wild card. So, you know, finish off, see what you can do for him. I still trust Canellis. I think he's actually doing a pretty fair job. It's just we're struggling still as an offense and a defense right now. So I think he'll figure some things out. But happy to get the win, I guess.
Yeah, not the worst thing in the world to get a W.
Yeah.
But I do agree. I think at this point, just let him go ahead and finish it out and get that experience. You know, kind of had that break to figure some things out. And you mentioned if you lose to the Panthers, you get your coach fired. Well, the Cowboys do play the Panthers in like 3 or 4 weeks, so maybe there's still a chance that we can get Mike McCarthy up out of there. But I did want to use it as a segue to the Cowboys game. And this was going to be a tough game anyways. The way the Falcons play on offense, we kind of talked about it on Secure the Bag that, you know, the Cowboys were going to have to keep up. But again, like, the Cowboys don't really have like a solid plan. Things didn't go well early for them in this game. And then, of course, Dak with the injury, with the hamstring injury, looks like he's going to be out at least. They're talking about putting him on IR, so probably at least 4 weeks. And then, of course, the defense is just decimated as well. So it's not looking good over in Cowboy land. And I don't know. I know Marcus, you're just observing from over there, but what are your thoughts on this week in the Cowboys? What do you think we should do? Yeah.
I knew this was going to happen. I told y'all it was going to happen, man. Like, hamstring. That's what they all say when they don't want to play. Same thing would happen with Devontae Adams, like a hamstring. Okay, all of a sudden
you can't measure that.
Ill. So
yeah, you can't measure. That's true.
Yeah. So Dak, okay. I didn't think Dak would do that. I thought Dak, since he got paid, he wouldn't do that. I think he'll keep playing, but I guess he's sick of it. And they have him on the sideline saying how we suck, you know. So he just, the team. I know Pop's been all okay, Cowboy, but there's no way a real Cowboy fan seeing us, that's the roster we have, and thought we was gonna do something this year. Mm-hmm. There's no way. And that's the reason why I backed off, and I won't come back until McCarthy's gone. So this is supposed to happen, but I hate that they'll be down, they be down the whole game, and they come back at the end and they score like they close score. So now I'm like, oh, it was close. It wasn't a close game. They just came back towards the end. Same thing with the 49ers game. They was getting blew out, then they came at the end, and the score looked different. So I don't know if it's going to help Mike McCarthy stay a little longer doing that kind of stuff, but I don't know. But I don't see them doing anything this year. So honestly, I don't want to watch them. So I don't know. I see the highlights of what's going on, but
you're smart for that. You know what I'm saying? Because you're definitely right. Like, watching the game in like the actual way it goes, like the final score seems closer than it is as far as like the actual gameplay. But yeah, I think it is frustrating. I think the Cowboys are like, you know, their offensive, I mean, their game plan for this offseason was like literally like if everything goes well, then this is what could happen. But you're still like on a hope and a prayer as far as like, okay, we need a running back. Well, we got this guy who's been on the roster for a few years. Like, if everything goes well, he'll be a like whatever. And then we're the worst team rushing attack in the league. Like, we average the least rushing yards on offense. Then on defense, we knew, well, we lost our defensive coordinator. He created a lot of turnovers. He had a lot of little schemes that helped us out. But even with him, we couldn't stop the run, right? What did we do? We didn't go out and get a D tackle. We didn't go out and we got a washed up linebacker in Eric Kendricks, and he plays with heart and he flies around, but he ain't a solution, And so what are we at now? We give up the most rushing yards in the league. You know what I'm saying? We got injuries all over the place in the cornerback and the secondary, so we can't stop the run. We can't stop the pass. And then we know we had a deficiency at wide receiver where we're like, if everything works out, these other guys will step up. And, we need somebody behind CeeDee Lamb, but we didn't really get anybody. And where are we at? You know what I'm saying? They double CD. Dak throws picks like he does. You know what I'm saying? He has to force stuff into tight windows. So it is a lot of just, you could see it coming as far as like, okay, this is kind of the same problems we hadn't had, but we masked it by playing kind of above our heads. Mm-hmm. And now we've come back down to earth and the reality hits where it's like, we need more. But again, it's like going out and getting Mingo, who doesn't even have a touchdown in the league, who can't even really break the Panthers wide receiver depth charts. And we're going to go out and get him with a 4th round pick, like as if that's going to be a solution. Like, I don't really understand. You know what I'm saying?
Like, Jonathan Mingo has 12. He has 12 catches. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
That's why I was like, I appreciate y'all for that 4th round pick because like he's sitting on our bench. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
And don't get me wrong, there's better quarterback play from Dallas than we got, but I don't think his production has really been quarterback play. I actually think it's been him. You know what I'm saying? So
who is that again?
Jonathan Mingo. He's a wide receiver.
Oh.
Yeah.
I think, and I hate to say it like this, but I think the only thing that made him attractive to them is he's still on his rookie deal. So they're like, well, we can get him cheap. And if everything turns out, he was a 2nd round pick. It's always like, if.
They signed somebody today too, right? That Slater guy?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, they signed him today. He's a wide receiver, so I don't know what he's going to do.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
CeeDee Lamb, is he really hurt?
Well, I think he's going to be okay. I think he's going to be okay. Yeah. They said that he avoided like structural damage. He just kind of banged up. But it's crazy because he hurt his shoulder and then just kept going on that same shoulder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But again, Anthony Weston points out Chiefs traded for a 6th round pick for Hopkins, and he was the difference maker for them last night. Versus we're trading a 4th round pick for somebody that we crossing our fingers might have like wake up on the other side of the bed and become a great wide receiver. Like
I told Anthony, they cheating, bro. Like the league should be coming together. Like we got to stop giving this team picks for cigarette butts, bro. Like they just get players that are still actually pretty good. They're just in poor situations. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I didn't think he still had it in him. I know he was still decent, but I didn't think he had that much in him. And he's
you playing for him
out there, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's rough. You playing. I mention all the time, as an old wide receiver, like it's really tough when you're playing for a team that ain't got no quarterback or they're super run heavy or they just flat out suck in general. You know what I'm saying? Like it's demoralizing for you mentally. And I think that's just what D-Hop's kind of been on these last couple of years. Yeah, hell, even with the Cardinals, you know what I'm saying? Like, even with the Cardinals for a little bit, it's like, dang, we weren't winning there either, had a decent quarterback. So I think that's the thing. But I'm like, man, the league got to come together and like stop giving their best players to the best team, one of the best teams in the league. You know what I'm saying? Like they got to stop doing that. Like, where they do that at? You know what I'm saying?
Especially with the coaching there, they're gonna get the most. If there's anything left in that player, they're gonna get it out of him. And already,
I'm saying, even Juju before he got hurt, like you wouldn't even know he was in the league last year on the Patriots, and now this man just back playing all good again. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely situational football. You know what I mean? But got off track a little bit with the Cowboys. Me and Pops talked about on Secure the Bag on Thursday how this was a must-win for them. You know what I mean? Like, even though it's not a playoff, something like that, but like it was, even though we kind of knew Atlanta was a better team, I feel like this was a must-win for them, and they still went out and kind of pooped the bed. You know what I'm saying? And but like we talked, like Marcus talked about it, about them not going out and doing anything. I think before the season started, I said that the Washington Commanders had a chance at winning the division, and they're right there, kind of neck and neck with the Eagles.
That's 2 losses right there.
You know what I'm saying? So like I thought that was kind of talked about at the beginning of the year. Like they just didn't go out and make any moves, and they thought they were going to be 12-5 again. There's no way. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know how they do it.
It just feels good on Monday mornings not being stressed and being mad because I'm.
I feel you. I feel you. You're the same though, Marcus.
Man, I haven't felt it in a long time.
Yeah, no, I feel it.
Like it's whatever. until they can get some consistent winning going, I'm like, it's whatever.
Yeah, no, I feel that for sure, and it is disappointing, but I do think there will be some changes. I don't think they'll fire McCarthy in season because Jerry Jones just really doesn't do that. He just doesn't fire coaches mid-season, but I think, the day after, January 6th or whatever the last day of the year is, Mike McCarthy will be out of there. Anything else that happens in between now and then is just kind of be window dressing. But my only hope is that they can come out and get a victory over the Giants on Thanksgiving. I think that's not – I'm not even worried about – because the next 3 games they play the Eagles, the Texans, and the Commanders. I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about, can we win on Thanksgiving? You know what I'm saying? Make things right a little bit in the world with the Cowboys victory on Thanksgiving, but we'll see. But I definitely think there will be some changes, but it won't happen soon,
KC is gonna lose to like some bum team. Like they're gonna I think I put the Broncos again, Raiders. Yeah, they're gonna lose to like the Broncos, Raiders, or somehow the Panthers is gonna it'll be Pat Mahomes' worst game of his career or something crazy. But they're gonna lose to a bad team. Watch, it's not gonna be a good team.
Yeah, I can see it because you don't want to go, undefeated. You don't want to save your loss for the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Just like Marcus said earlier, get that out the way.
For real.
Dang, Anthony West says he has to wear a Cowboys hat Monday night. Wow, we want to see that. You have to send in a picture of that. That would be dope. But yeah, he's on a 1-year deal, so they'll just let his contract expire. So.
I was cracking up because I was like, if the Chiefs are still undefeated when they get to the Panthers, I'm betting money on the Panthers.
It'll be good odds too.
It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy, and I'm telling you, bro, the league may not be scripted, but it's definitely rigged, bro. you see way too much when you're a sports gambler. Sometimes there's just no way certain things happen.
Yeah, for sure. We talked about that on the Jets Texans last week. So, I think we'll go ahead and leave it there for NFL talk for right now.
One more thing. One more thing. Like, we ain't not gonna talk about the best run ever in the NFL by Saquon Barkley.
Oh, the reverse hurdle. What did you think of that?
That has to be the best run ever because you watch the run. The first move he did on a dude was crazy. That move was crazy by itself. And for him to even anticipate the guy's gonna come, he's jumping up in the air like the guy was coming. Like he knew he was coming. Yeah. Like that's crazy. If the guy would have never did that, then okay, he did jumping down. But he jumped at the perfect time. I think that was the best run ever. I don't think you can ever top that. Because that's how do you know? Like you anticipate this good.
And it was gangster that his momentum, even though he jumped backwards, still kind of took him forward a little bit over the guy. You know what I'm saying? That was pretty dope. I mean,
Saquon,
I thought it was a big run when I didn't say it live, but I seen it on Instagram. I'm like, oh, it must be like, how they did different thing on the thing. I said, oh, it must be fake. Now I watched somebody wait. I seen another. I'm like, that was real. Like, that has to be like. It makes me even more mad. He could have been in a Cowboy doing that kind of stuff, but they just. Yeah. He's balling out this year, man. He's doing good, man.
He is on the warp. I got to give him credit because I thought, okay, he'll go to the Eagles and he'll be nice, but I didn't think, you know what I'm saying? I didn't think like 150 yards per scrimmage a game, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's definitely been a workhorse for them even more so than I thought. So I do got to give Saquon credit because I thought, oh, they're going to run out the rest of his little traction on his tires. Like, that'll be it. But no, he looks rejuvenated.
Yeah, man. He loving life right now. Running behind that line compared to the Giants line last year, dog, he in heaven right now, bro. Like, and he looking at the Giants struggling right now. He's like, y'all wanted to pay Daniel Jones over me? Like, bro, he's loving every bit of it. Oh, man. Even though he didn't get into the end zone against the Giants, which was crazy to me because I think Hurts stole all three of them or whatever it was, like, he still put almost 200 yards on him. So, like, I don't know. He loving life right now with that line.
Yeah, for sure. The Eagles' next 2 games is the Cowboys and then the Commanders, though, on Thursday night after that. So that'll be a good one. I'm really excited for that Commanders-Eagles game to see what that's looking like because that'll be pretty dope.
Keep on showing his age, man. Keep on showing his age. He said Marcus Allen. Marcus Allen ain't played in 30 years, man. Okay.
It was a great run, but I can think of 10 to 15 better. Marcus Allen running the Super Bowl is better.
If you found one run, the guy jumped up backwards, and then you let me know.
Because that is to do something.
And Marcus Allen is my favorite running back of all time because I'm not after him, but he ain't doing that. I'm just sorry, he ain't doing that. He did a reverse. They came on back and saying, "We seen that. It wasn't impressive. The defense was trash. That's all it was." But, I don't know.
It is funny though. That like to do something that we the reverse hurdle. That is something that's like never been seen. That's very extremely creative and innovative. So that was dope. That was super dope.
Kind of like I said, if nobody was coming, then it's like he just jumped in the air, But to anticipate the guy like coming towards him, that was crazy. But
yeah,
I feel you though. It maybe I'm pushing it. Maybe I'm saying it, but to me, it's the best run ever. So. It wasn't for nothing either. It was like he was winning the Super Bowl or anything. It was like a regular season game, but I just think it was a good run.
It was dope. That was super dope. And I hate Saquon and I hate the Eagles, but I guess exactly. So all right, we'll be back on Thursday for Secure the Bag. We'll do our Week 10 predictions and all of our picks for that. And Bengals Ravens, that'll be an interesting one on Thursday night. Because the Ravens, I don't know if I'm really sold on them, even though they're so helter-skelter. So we'll see. We'll talk more about that on Thursday. But I did want to segue to a little bit of NBA talk. And since we're on Pops' favorite players right now, I wanted to mention Joel Embiid suspended 3 games for shoving a reporter after the game the other night. I don't know if you guys saw this. And, like, I understand the suspension, but I kind of feel Joel. I know he's been going through a lot, and I know he gets very contentious in general, right? He gets very defensive and with everything that's going on with him, the stuff about his injuries, him being fined by the NBA because of the comments about the injuries. But for this reporter to specifically bring up his brother who's passed away, I could see why he would be pissed about that. And it's just sad though that he shows fight with people that are smaller than him. You know what I'm saying? Like, because why are you going to try to buck up and fight a reporter when I don't know. I just think he's kind of a fake tough guy because on the court he ain't really fighting nobody, but you want to go after a reporter. That was just kind of crazy to me. But I don't know, Strizzy, I wanted to hear your thoughts. Like, do you think that's too far, or do you kind of feel Embiid like would you have done the same type of thing?
Me? Oh, he got knocked out. Listen, like I do hear what you're saying too about Embiid, but he brought up something about his son too. I'm like, you bring up my son, like you bring up my children. Or my dead sibling? Nah, there wouldn't have been no shove. Like he would have got rocked. I don't care how big or small that. So what? God just happened to give me 7 foot height, like, and you just happen to speak out of turn. And I think Mike Tyson brings up great points. Like people today are just entirely too comfortable with talking crazy because nobody's getting punched in the mouth no more. Yeah, like you know what I'm saying? Like who would have said something like that back in the day, 90s, early 2000s? No, bro, you got knocked. Come on, stop it. Big fake tough guy, regular tough guy. No, you say something about somebody's family. Like at the end of the day, Joel Embiid is Joel Embiid. Like basketball is his job. You know what I'm saying? His life. So like, bro is lucky. Like he didn't get absolutely knocked out, and all he got was a simple shove. So if in my opinion, he ain't do enough. You know what I'm saying? Like if all you did was shove dude, like you didn't do enough for me because. That's an automatic, like, y'all might want to back out and spread out a little bit because me and this dude about to go. I'm going to get the biggest fine of all time. It's whatever. Fine plus getting sued. Like, you don't bring up a man's dead sibling or his child or children. Like, that's a no-go.
Yeah, I feel that too. Because that's why I was kind of like, I'm like, it's worth the suspension to that point. But I kind of with you, like, okay, go at him then. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I do think, though, that hopefully it does kind of, like, I wish the NBA would kind of speak on a little bit more because they're like, oh, while we understand he may have been offended, but yet there's no retribution for like the reporter either. Or like, I wish the NBA would kind of come out a little bit to be like, hey, let's not forget that these people are humans. Like, you want to talk about them on the basketball court, but you talking about their personal lives is a whole different thing. You're not there to report on their family, you know? So I do wish that the NBA would kind of come out a little bit, not to support what he did, but to at least acknowledge the situation a little bit more because the reporting is a little bit crazy. But Marcus, did you want to weigh in on that one?
Yeah, I think Tristan said it perfectly. I think I agree with what he was saying. I was going to kind of take it to another extent of the report thing. That's fine, but the playing thing that somebody said, a big fan said today, is you got to pay all this money, dude. You went to Paris and played practice. You didn't play the game. You there having fun. You come back to us and you ain't even playing, dog. So
right,
yeah,
that's the thing that I always kind of like had his back with Pops and everything like that. I think he's a great player. He's an MVP, but when that fan said that, I'm like, that is true though. Like you gotta go play, man. We see everybody seeing you playing every game, diving,
that shape of your life.
This,
Yeah,
just look good. And you come back to us I'm not a Sixers fan, but if a Sixers fan, you come back to us and you don't want to play. You know what I'm saying? Like Paul George did get hurt. We seen it in preseason, but what's going on with that? So, and you get paid a lot of money, man. So that's the part I don't like. Like I said, the poor thing is a whole different thing. But come on, Joel. You can't go to Paris this summer and just ball out and then come back home and do what you're supposed to do.
Right.
Agreed. Like I said, you can talk about the man's gameplay and missing game stuff all you want to. Like those are valid questions. To my family though.
Yeah, for sure. I do like what Pop said here though. Stop forcing them to speak to the media, because that is true. Like players get fined if they don't speak to the media. You put them up there after losses or after being frustrated, and then you got these people peppering them with stupid ass questions. It's like some stuff's bound to happen.
Exactly.
It should be certain reporters you have to report to, something like that. But people like that, no. Because if you think about it, if they start, you don't have to talk to reporters. They don't get to the point where they don't play games, then they're not gonna talk to media anymore. So it's gonna be, you know what I'm saying, what's your report, So I think it should be certain ones, you know what I'm saying, certain like NBA, ESPN, you know what I'm saying, and they're gonna do the right thing. But not talking to media at all, it's gonna be like, dang, then what's going on now?
If they weren't forced to talk to media, they wouldn't ever talk to media.
I think everybody be like, I don't want to talk to y'all. I don't want to talk to y'all. So
yeah, for real.
We're gonna see a lot more of the Marshawn Lynch, like, you know what I'm saying, like I'm just here. I'm just here so I don't get fined type thing.
Yeah.
Anthony said, has Kawhi played yet? No, he has not played yet.
I think it's crazy. I think he's done. I don't think he's coming back.
And the crazy thing is for him too, he's another one where it's like it's hard to, we won't ever really know, but I don't feel like the motivation is there for him like the same way, especially because it's totally different, but it's like, how Todd Gurley, like people were like, why didn't he try to kill on more teams? Why didn't he try to do? He's like, I'm young, I'm paid, and I got my health. I could walk around like,
yeah,
I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be hobbled. And like Kawhi, obviously, just since he came to the Clippers, has been back and forth with his injuries and his knee and stuff like that. So it's like, I feel like he's just like,
Yeah, they try to downplay it in the Olympics too, but whatever was going on was still hindering him back then because they basically sent him home.
Right, that's true. They had him on the roster, and then they're like, "Dude, what's going on here?" So
yeah,
it was an interesting one for sure. I think NBA is still early. Obviously, still some stuff going on. Bronny got his first points, and they made it a big deal, which I didn't really like that because it's like, what other rookie are they like? He just scored 2 points. You know what I'm saying? They made a trading card out of it and everything like that. It's let's not take it too far. We're happy that everything worked out or whatever, but let's just leave it like that.
And Bron kind of annoyed me a little bit too with his what he said when he basically was talking about his first game back to Cleveland, and Bron was talking about like, I don't know how he's handling it better than me. I don't know how I'm like, I get you're a dad and you're happy your son's in the NBA, but bro, you put like 25, like 25, 5, and 6 or something like that in your like first game in Cleveland, and then your first game back to Cleveland as a Miami, you destroyed them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I just LeBron as a rookie is not what Bronny is as a rookie. So his comments just really kind of annoyed me. It's like, dog, I get your son, but like at some point in time, like you gotta like, all right, that's cool. He's here. I'm gonna treat him like a teammate to an extent. Like, let's just.
But them parent goggles, you know what I'm saying? You see things differently. You're just
I get that, but like, let's also be real about some shit. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but he handled it better than me. Like, I don't know how. Like, no, he didn't. Stop, like, bro, stop. Like, that's enough. Like, quit that.
Yeah, got one bucket. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, he can ball out in the G League because he's on the way. So
on his way there.
I think Nothing too crazy as far as baseball. There's some transactions going on already right away, but I did want to give a shout out to the Dodgers, and then also to talk about Ohtani. He is having shoulder surgery to fix that dislocated shoulder that he suffered during Game 2 of the World Series. But I don't know if Strizzy, you wanted to just give an overview, like real quick, of just your thoughts on the World Series in general. When we give our props to the Dodgers for closing it out, because I don't think we've talked about that yet on the show.
Yeah, not really. Trout got a dip. I don't know where he's finna go, but you see how Ohtani did. Like, you gotta go, bro. Get out of there. You know what I'm saying? But hats off to him, man. Like, I know he had not the best playoffs, and his playoffs were okay, but they weren't as good as we hoped he would be. But he's been dealing with injuries since like even before the playoffs started. I think a lot of people didn't really realize that. And but hats off to him, man, to go there in your first year and to get one. You didn't have to pitch to do it. Imagine how they're going to be next year if he decides to pitch, because realistically he doesn't have to. But I feel like his legacy so far has been he's been one of the best pitchers as well as one of the best hitters. So I hope he kind of continues it. But for everyone just like, oh, they carried Ohtani through the World Series. I'm like, yeah, well, he kind of helped get you there. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nobody else on that team where they're talking about NL MVP. You know what I'm saying? Except for Ohtani. So, shout outs to him, man. He had a phenomenal season. The only thing that could have made his season better was if he pitched. You know what I'm saying? And he didn't have to do that. So, I don't know, huge win. I'm a Yankee hater, so for them to beat them down like that, 5-1 or 4-1, sorry. The Game 5 was I was happy to see. I saw a lot of upset, just talking mess Yankee fans. So it was loved every bit of it. I'm not even a Dodger fan. I just love watching Shohei. I think he's generational talent. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's one of those guys that's you're not going to see, again for another couple of years.
Yeah,
a lot of years.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. We're not going to see anything like this. And maybe he will inspire, some youngsters that are like 8-9 years old now to try what he's doing, but then that's a far way off. So
we'll see.
Shohei Ohtani.
Oh, Ohtani. Okay.
Yeah, and we'll see next year he'll come back and actually pitch too. So that'll be pretty gangster.
Who got MVP?
Freddie Freeman.
Oh, duh, he should have got it. Okay, got it.
Yeah, he was killing them.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I was really happy for him. Everything he went through during the season and kind of dealing with some different injuries and stuff like that. But to basically hit a home run in every game of the World Series except for Game 5, but the first 4, games of the World Series, he hit a home run, and especially Game 1, hitting that grand slam to walk off in extra innings, which it's crazy that's never happened before. But like he said it the best, it never happened before in a World Series to actually have a grand slam walk off. And it's like he talked about it, and it was really cool because it's like that's a great point. It's like that's the scenario like as a kid where you're like, it's the bottom of the ninth, the bases are loaded. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like what every like scenario comes up, and it's actually never happened until then. That was super, super dope.
He said he would strike out 300 million times if he had to, if his son would be okay, So going first with that, his son was really sick, so it's good to see his son doing good. And Freeman won one too with Atlanta too, right?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, okay.
And I think he might have been the MVP of that one. I gotta go back and double check.
I remember he did good on that one.
He did good on that one. In the last 2 games, the clinching game, he hit a big home run too in that one. So
yeah. As the season ended, A-Dub, how many more you still gotta go? You got 2 more to make everyone?
Yeah, so I got I have to actually 3 more. I gotta go to the Marlins, Miami Marlins, the Tampa Bay Rays, and then I gotta go to the Toronto Blue Jays. So that's my 3.
I know you had one far one you had to go to.
Yeah. So
maybe Luna gonna go with you, get these 3 in, man.
I was thinking she might have to go to maybe the Florida one, you know what I'm saying? Take her down there and knock a couple out. But I'm hoping maybe next year I can do the 2 Florida ones because they're like only a couple hours apart. And then maybe the year after that, do Toronto or whatever. But we'll see.
What be the farthest one you went to?
Yeah, that'll be the farthest one for sure. But I do want to add some time onto that because it's so far up there in the Northeast. Like I do want to go to like Niagara Falls and like the Baseball Hall of Fame's up there. So I definitely want to like do some stuff in that area when I go up there. So That'll be really cool. And actually, it's funny because Moms and I had plans in the 2020 to go. We actually had our tickets booked, but you know what I'm saying, everything fell out like that. So it's all good. You know, life throws you curveballs, but it's crazy that I haven't been to a new stadium now in 4 years, but we're going to make it happen, though. We're going to finish it out for sure. So that's what's up. All right. I did want to talk about the college football rankings came out. The first playoff ranking came out today. And they have in here, they have Oregon, Ohio State, Georgia, and Miami as the top 4, followed by Texas, Penn State, Tennessee, Indiana, BYU, Notre Dame, Alabama, and then Boise State as that top 12 that would potentially make it into the playoffs. They have a projected bracket and all that, but obviously it's going to change like 1,200 times between now and when the official rankings come out. But it is pretty cool. It's just a little bit interesting, though, to see, Miami so far down when they're undefeated. I feel like this is kind of like a Florida State thing again, like because their conference is so weak, they might go undefeated but not get the respect of those teams. But I understand why, because they've had some close calls.
Yeah.
Ohio State being a little bit ahead of Georgia, I can understand that sort of, but Ohio State hasn't had like that same type of victory that Georgia had over Texas. So we'll see how it all pans out. But I'm okay with the ranking so far. But again, it's going to change so many times.
So Texas is back at 5 now?
Yeah, they're at 5. So, and Pop says the Dogs D is back. It's over. I definitely think so. It's crazy though that Georgia, out of the top 10, Georgia has the hardest strength of schedule actually in all of college football.
For all college football, really.
Who y'all got reminded that's going to be tough?
Ole Miss next week, and I think they're ranked 10th. And then we have Tennessee.
Tennessee might be the only game y'all might. I think Ole Miss gonna be a cakewalk.
I know. The only thing is, well, the crazy thing is too is like we can't. We're fine, but we've been winning with turnovers. Even in that Texas game, our boy had 2 picks. You know, in the Alabama game,
man.
Yeah, but I just that's the only thing where it's like I have confidence in our quarterback, but he's the only thing that can possibly hold us back because he keeps turning the ball over. If we're not doing that, and the defense is playing the way it's supposed to be, like it's going to be
doing it because soon he don't throw them. That's when y'all start losing. So man, keep throwing the picks. That's part of the system.
Yeah, it's become part of the system somehow. Yeah, you're right. So we'll see. But yeah, we got Ole Miss. They're 16th. Tennessee is 7th, and then after that,
it's a game though, man. It's gonna be a nice game.
Yeah, that'll be a fun one. Luckily, that Tennessee game is at home for Georgia, so I think that hopefully will give us a little bit of an advantage there.
Sure.
So.
I feel like Georgia too is a team that's kind of like it doesn't really matter where they're ranked. It's nice to be ranked number 1, but wherever they are when the playoffs start, it don't matter who they play.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of crazy that the SEC is really pretty stacked to the point where it's like some of those playoff teams, especially now that they've expanded to 12, like bring on Indiana. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Like that. Some of these playoff games might be easier than our regular season games. I don't want to speak too lightly of it. But I'm like, okay, BYU, sure. You know what I'm saying? Sure. Notre Dame, like, respect, but sure. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? So
they ain't ready for a team like that.
Yeah, so we'll see. But it's definitely going to be fun to see how it all shakes out. But I'm definitely glad that they're up there. You know what I'm saying? Anthony West says, you think Colorado will get there? They have a chance. If they get to their championship game, you know, you never know. But I think it's a little bit
game, man. Just go to the bowl game. Quit trying to go too much. And just,
I want to see.
Oh man, I love him, but Shedeur, man, he's like he's Tom Brady, man. I asked him the other day, like, yeah, I'm going to the league, man. I'm going, and he put on the radio, keep losing. He said, "Thank God," all that. I think he's that good. Like he's a starting quarterback.
I think that he's just in a position right now where he's in a weak quarterback class. Like he's gonna go high in the draft, but it's the same every single year in the NFL draft. There's 3-4 guys at the top that they're like, oh man, this guy's gonna be a franchise quarterback. This guy's gonna come and change the league. And one every 3 or 4 years actually hits. You know what I'm saying? So he's not gonna be that, but he's gonna get that attention because of his dad and because even the way they play is kind of geared to like make him look better. You know what I'm saying? All the way back to last year with him like not taking sacks because or taking sacks because he didn't want to have a low completion percentage. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't want to throw the ball away. Stuff like that, where it's like they're trying to make it look whatever, but we're gonna see
against you, in my opinion, because
right.
Just want to know that you can,
make the right
decision. It a lot too. Like I've actually a lot of respect for Sam Darnold right now. Like if the play doesn't come together immediately, he throws the ball down at the O-line's feet. I'm loving it because he had such a hard time these last couple of years, and he's really proven to be just a much better quarterback than I think he was given the opportunity to. Because the Jets organization as a whole sucks, and even Aaron Rodgers sucks right now. Granted, he's 40, but still. But I don't know. With me for Shedeur, I'm like, is he even really their best quarterback? Do we know for sure? Like, do we know he is their best quarterback for sure with their dad being the coach and just taking him wherever he go?
Like, I just feel like he think he's on the same planet as Travis Hunter, and you're not. Like Travis Hunter,
for sure.
I know y'all boys and everything, but they got these flags with both their names on it to my Heisman. You're not a Heisman candidate, brother.
You're not in the conversation, dog.
Yeah,
I don't want to seem like that older dude that's hating on them or something, but right. I don't. Even when he gets in the league and he's progressing, I don't see him being that type of talent though. I don't see him being a Lamar Jackson or like a Cam Newton. I don't see that. I see him being like a Quincy Carter. I really do. That's what I see. Like a Cardell Stewart type of player. I don't see him being no
yeah.
I don't know. And
I feel you. And I think the thing is, he's going to have to adjust his mentality because being a backup quarterback in the NFL is not a bad gig. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody can be. Yeah.
You're not your dad. And the way he was talking about his dad, like, oh, yeah, he was cool and all that. I'm like, are you serious right now?
Right. Like, Deion was like behind Bo Jackson. Like, Deion's one of the best athletes we've ever seen. Ever. And then it's funny how I get that's their pops, and they're like, oh, he's old and all this other stuff. They don't want to hear it, but I'm like, chill out, man. I think this NIL thing though too, and him pulling up to practice in a Bentley and all that stuff, like it changes how they think. Where it's like, man, like you still got to go out there and you still got to respect the game. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like you can get your money and be cool, but
Deion came from the mud. Deion he didn't have nothing. He was trying to get his mama out of them. You know what I'm saying? Her working all that, and he had that. Y'all don't have it. It's so hard to even get that drive. What are you driving for? Where do you get a better car, a better house, a bigger house? Like,
I mean, I remember Mayweather said that too. He's like, it's hard to wake up and go running and go work out like this when you in satin sheets. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he always talked about like his motivation of like he wanted to be the best, but it's like he worked so hard. But he's like, man, when you got all his money, he's like, you don't even have to. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you got to find the drive.
Good point that Anthony Teddy Bridgewater. I would even give you Teddy Bridgewater, but you're not gonna be that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I may go a little longer. I just want. I seen it.
No, I like that.
That's great. I completely agree with you though, Marcus. I don't see it like you said, like Ada was saying too, like kind of a weak quarterback class. And we've seen how they perform when Travis Hunter is injured. You know what I'm saying? So, like, unless you get on a team where you got a Justin Jefferson type receiver, like, how are you really going to pan out? And y'all don't play nobody. And the teams you do play, you lose to. So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say to even, like, I hate to pile on, you know what I'm saying? I feel like, but it's like, there was a reason why you went to Jackson State first, too. Your dad was the coach there, but if USC was like, come over here, you would have went there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Literally, your pops took you to the Division I. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So and it's great, man, and it's gonna work out, and it's gonna be fine. He's gonna make it in the NFL, but we gotta recalibrate those expectations a little bit.
Yeah, I with Marcus. I don't want to see him the old head hating on the young kid, but it's like I gotta see more. I gotta see you do it like by yourself on your own type stuff, or at least like you gotta like really prove to me like you want to throw you're throwing your name in the Heisman conversation. Like then show me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. We've seen some quarterback Heismans, and you're not in those conversations at all, dog. Like.
Even this year's Heisman class is kind of weak, though, to be honest, too. Like,
he still ain't in it. So I'm like,
exactly.
Y'all not even undefeated. Like,
right.
Y'all not even undefeated.
Right. I do want to welcome Stephanie. The time change got her. Yeah, it's crazy. We don't change times, but it reflects everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the daylight savings time started on Sunday.
Yeah.
So
East Coast is 2 hours and Central Time is an hour.
Yeah.
Pacific is an hour behind, so California is a little. Hour behind us now.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. But welcome to the show, Stephanie. We're glad you caught us, and we'll be seeing you on time next week, maybe. That's what's up. Pop said Mel will break down his NFL potential more in depth too. I love Mel Kiper, man. He really gets down to the nuts and bolts. He don't care about offending nobody, so he'll let us know where he's really at. And Anthony Weston said he better be careful wishing on the Raiders. The organizations ran horribly. Teams are picking high for a reason. It's true. It's like,
yeah,
you ain't gonna save them. Pop said Carter took us to the Cowboys to the playoff. He did. And you know what I'm saying? And you know what, though? I can't lie. Like, that was a dream for me. You know what I'm saying? Quincy Carter, first of all, being a black quarterback at Georgia is a dream for me. How well he did. Then him coming to the Cowboys,
I can only imagine.
Pops can attest to how happy I was, man, until Bill Parcells, man. He had him that extra test, and he got him up out of there. I said, oh, man, that broke my heart, dog. That broke my heart. Cowboys broke protocol, dog. He was like, this ain't the schedule. Like, yo. Oh, man. But yeah, one day soon, I think that is part of the problem with the Cowboys. They don't have any Georgia players. And, like, a Georgia player has been in the Super Bowl, like, for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
At least one or two Georgia players on, like, both rosters. I'm like, we need us a Georgia player, dog. We got it. That's
the Georgia player we had was Herschel Walker. No, I'm playing.
Right? Oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy. But that's what's up. I'm glad we got to talk some college football too. I think we kind of hit all the main things for sure. But I did want to say it was pretty crazy. I tried to have answers for you. Oh man, but yeah, I think we did good though. I appreciate everybody rocking with us as always. Unless y'all have anything we kind of missed, but the only thing we haven't talked hockey, but we never really talk hockey. But hockey's out there too. AJ, please talk about Tua Jones real quick. Tua Jones. I don't know who that is.
Maybe he meant. Maybe he talking about Tua from
Miami. Yeah, Miko Hardman from exactly, the Georgia player that had the game-winning touchdown in overtime last year. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what he means, Tua Jones. You're gonna have to correct that for us, Pops, real quick, and we can try to do it. Oh, Tyus Jones of the Suns. He's playing pretty well. I know, Marcus, you weren't feeling it. I know, Strizzy, you kind of were, but he's doing pretty well so far.
It's still early.
I think he's just
he's decent though. I don't think he's bad, but he ain't the answer.
I think, yeah, like he's not. It's funny because he's not the. When you think about like, oh, they need a point guard. They need a point guard. Like a lot of times, our minds go to, they need a Kyrie or a Luka or someone like that. You know what I mean? But like, I think he's the point guard they kind of needed, right? Like, because if you get someone who's too big, you already got three monsters. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You're right.
And the kid, the rookie, man, Dunn, that kid gonna be he's something special, bro. Like, I don't know how many Suns games y'all watch.
Is Chris Dunn?
I don't know if he's related to him or not. I don't know, but this kid is nice. He's got a jumper. He's super solid defensive wise. He's guarding everybody so far. Like he's gonna be nice. Like I think he's gonna be real nice. Like he's gonna spend his rookie deal there, and if the Suns don't give him the money, like he don't get paid somewhere else. That kid's nice.
So we're gonna go check him out this year. The ticket shouldn't be that much.
We gotta go to a game, man. I haven't been to a Suns game in so long. Let's make that happen. Let's make that happen. Anthony Weston says it's early. Pop says, remember what I told you about his assist to turnover ratio, best in NBA history.
Come on, now you going to history. You gonna talk about my greatest run of all time, and you gonna go to this NBA best of history. Come on, Pops. You can't gotta go one way, man. You can't do me like that.
Oh man. Okay, one thing though I do want to correct, or not correct, but clean up is we talked about Freddie Freeman. He was not the World Series MVP for the Braves. It actually hit me. It was Jorge Soler, who was the ex-Royal. He was the MVP for the Braves, and I don't know how I could have forgot that because he was one of my favorite players as well. So
Jorge's on San Diego, right?
Yeah, they just traded him now too. So he just moved. He's one of the offseason moves. But I always watch those players. You know what I'm saying? That kind of come through our teams and stuff like that. So going to give a shout out to him for being the World Series MVP. All right, let's end it there. Anthony said I need to check some Mavs games. I'm sure those tickets are probably expensive too, though, right now. But yeah, I definitely do want to get out. We'll have to do like a little vlog style video too if we get out there for sure. So we'll go ahead and shut this thing down though. Thank you guys as always. Episode 272 coming your way next Tuesday. Secure the bag on Thursday where we'll do all our NFL picks. But until then, it's your boy A-Dub.
And your boy Shizzy.
Your boy Marcus. Peace.
And you say the